A Canadian C-140 Aurora from 14 Wing Greenwood, along with a Coast Guard vessel, are among those involved in a search for a tourist sub that has not made contact since diving to the Titanic wreckage site over the weekend. 5 people are reported to be on board. Joining us now is Beth Penny, a reporter at NTV in St. John's, who has been covering the story since it broke yesterday morning. Good morning, Beth. What's the latest information you have this morning?
Good morning, Amanda. Well, I wish I had, more positive news to report this morning, but we do know that the search, the international search now, is still ongoing. Both the Canadian Coast Guard and the U.S. Coast Guard are involved, sending several vessels as well as aircrafts, to the site. The U.S. Coast Guard gave an update yesterday afternoon and did confirm, like you mentioned, that there are 5 people on board this submersible, which is about 7,000 kilometers off the coast of Newfoundland, about 3 kilometers deep under the Atlantic Ocean. So that's the update this morning, that the search is ongoing. The U.S. Coast Guard says, of course, what makes this search extremely challenging is that they are searching under the water as well as on the surface of the water. They remain hopeful because they do say that they're using a lot of sonar technology. That's the latest as well. A lot of sonar technology, including sonar buoys that are being placed in the water. And of course, that's to catch any noise that might be coming from the vessel itself. They said people on board might also be trying to make some noise just to be heard through that sonar technology.
Continues to be a developing story, as you mentioned. We know this tour costs about $250,000. What do you know about the identity of the 5 people on board?
So officials aren't giving the names of those on board right now, but we have confirmed that a British billionaire, Hamish Harding, is on board. That was confirmed through social media posts as well as a post from his stepson online. It's being widely reported that Stockton Rush, who's the CEO of OceanGate, is also on board. That hasn't been confirmed. We have had multiple questions into OceanGate if that is true or not, but it has been widely reported, as well as a father and son from Pakistan who are also reportedly on board. That has been confirmed through social media posts from family, as well as Paul Henry Nargeolet. He's a former commander who served in the French Navy for 25 years. He was confirmed actually through a Facebook post that Hamish Harding had posted online before taking off on the expedition. However, the U.S. Coast Guard says that they aren't providing these names so far, but many family members have been taking to social media to express, their thoughts and prayers.
Okay, I want to talk about the conditions inside this sub. It's quite small, and as I understand it, you spoke with 2 men who have done a similar dive. They were in your newsroom yesterday. Can you tell us about what they said about the experience?
Certainly. So we spoke with Larry Daly, who had taken a similar expedition. Actually, this weekend it will be the 20th anniversary of his expedition to view the Titanic wreckage, as well as Colin Taylor, who took this exact expedition just last summer, he and his son. Of course, they say that this is just, a heart-wrenching situation. They described the inside of the submersible, the Titan submersible, to be about the size of a minivan. So inside, there's no seating, there's no real facilities, nowhere to make food, anything like that. It's very, very enclosed space, which both Larry and Colin Taylor described as what makes the situation even, more terrifying. They did say that, especially Larry Daly told us that, the technology on board just 20 years ago, even 20 years ago was significant. So he said that he's hopeful that, all the latest technology that will be on board all these 20 years later will really help, search officials find this submersible.
We're certainly hoping for that as well. Finally, as I understand it, St. John's is the launching pad for these adventures. What is the feeling today and yesterday around your community?
Certainly, it has been a hub over the last few years, St. John's Harbor, for these kinds of expeditions. What we're hearing from the community is just everyone truly thinking and hoping for the safe return of this crew. You know, we have heard from experts that they're still very hopeful that this submersible will be found. They said, you know, a positive note is that, you know, they know whereabouts to look. It's not simply a missing vessel and, you know, that could be anywhere. They do have a good starting point, you know, as well. This is a submarine that wants to be found. So that's another thing that experts have indicated. But of course, the community here is you know, people are scared of what could happen, but I think everyone is trying to remain hopeful. I don't know if I mentioned that yesterday, the Coast Guard said that there would be about 96 hours of oxygen on board. So yesterday they said it could be at that time between 70 to 96 hours. So it's really, you know, a race against the clock right now.
Developing story, Beth. We do truly appreciate your time this morning with these updates. That was NTV's Beth Penny with the latest on submersible reported missing while it's on its way to view the wreck of the Titanic.